Welcome to Words Win, the once weekly podcast which we get together and talk about Game of Thrones. We are going to cover episode 6 of season 7. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Beyond the Wall.
Fuck off, bug.
It's another episode. I am joined as always by my co-host, Christ.
How's it going?
Hello. I added a T to the end of your name. I said Christ. You're Christ Crisp. That's your new name.
Buddy Christ.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We're also joined by James.
Hey, how we doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
And Anthony.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hey,
You are indeed here.
am I here?
He's
No.
here and a half.
He was born here.
Is that a fat joke? Are you calling me fat?
He raised a cloud of children
Maybe.
here.
Okay.
Catch that Futurama.
If y'all want to fat shame me in the comments, go for
It's
it.
one of my. It's literally my favorite.
His ancestors.
It's my-
His ancestors came over on the sandwich.
Yeah, it's my most used Futurama quote ever. Like that's not even like an exaggeration. I use that constantly, and anytime I get the opportunity.
I Brannigan a lot.
Yeah, you'll have no time for quote making with all the bed making you'll be doing.
All right. So this episode, let's do our usual thing. Just go around the table real quick and talk about just really broad strokes. How you felt about it? How'd you feel about it?
For me, I think I've just come to terms recently on how the show is just going to be less than I expect from Game of Thrones.
So what you're saying is they've broken you.
He expects less so he can at least enjoy the
Yeah, I have.
bits.
I've officially just said fuck it and lowered my expectations because
Yeah.
I'm not going to expect a lot.
That's what happened.
From this specific episode, there was surprisingly a lot of stuff that I was actually all right with, but a huge portion of it I kind of wasn't.
Right.
I'll go more into details when we get to certain parts. But
So I read the leak back 9 months ago or whatever, and I was much more angry about the big things
then you were when it aired.
than back then than when I actually saw it.
Right.
I think it's just because I'm desensitized at this point. And I've known that it's been coming for 9 months.
Yeah,
So
you
At least they didn't do it
expected
as poorly.
yeah, that
As
annoyed,
we were
like
told.
the big things annoyed me less, but the little things infuriated me a lot more
Right.
than they should have. What about you, James? How'd you feel about it?
Gee, time passes strangely in Westeros.
Yes, it does. Email the dragons.
Oh, I'm going to get into it. I have
Yeah.
geological stats on how far things are.
Well,
from
hold on.
things And how fast things
Someone
can
on
fly.
YouTube has already proven that dragons can fly 500 miles an hour.
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
matter.
No.
It's
this
still,
is
even
some
if you
horseshit.
assume that the Raven flew 3 times the speed that a Raven can fly, it would have still taken 12 hours nonstop to get there. Gendry doesn't arrive at the wall until dusk. Dany arrives when it's daylight out the next day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast the dragons could have flown Mach fucking 7, and it wouldn't have mattered. And then if you think about the fact that Dany is so high up, she's getting hit with winds that are legit twice as powerful as a Category 5 hurricane.
And
she has no
stupid
harness. And it's freezing cold. She would have died multiple times over from A, hypothermia, B, not being able to hold on to the fucking dragon, C, lack of oxygen, D, fucking probably getting eaten by the dragon because the dragon was like, fuck you.
But
I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. John made a really
get
bad
into it.
decision that I'll tell you about in a little bit.
to get back to my broad strokes, while I had fun with the episode, it entertained me. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out here right now. This episode had so much Deus Ex Machina in it. Adam Jensen was over in the corner going, I never asked for this. I'm just putting that out there. Jesus Christ.
Substantially.
it was an episode.
Some episode.
This is my standard quote. It was an episode.
It was some episode.
It was an episode, yeah.
That's what we need to start putting in the description. It was an episode.
It was exactly some episode.
Loud Table Production, Loud Table Podcast, episode 48. Yeah, it's an episode.
That's what I'm going to start putting in for you guys.
That's just everything. It's an episode. Matt is some form of
So-
crazy.
See, Matt, you've actually broken me because I found myself having a conversation with somebody, and I actually used the phrase "we're so fucking money," and then immediately commented, "I hate that phrase."
So it's not my fault that Dan and Dave are so just stupidly overconfident in their abilities that they think they can just do whatever they want and get away with it.
So-
that's not my fault. That's not on me.
So I've decided, though, as soon as each of our episodes hits 1 year old, I'm just gonna start redoing the description on them. It was an episode.
Whoa, hold on.
Because no,
It's fine. It's an ad
Hey.
on my computer because I'm on not
Pornhub.
a streaming website.
it's on Pornhub.
Continue talking. It's fine.
Anyways,
I didn't realize
Yeah,
Pornhub had
hey,
advertisements.
Oh, every porn place has ads.
anyways, anything a
I'm
year
in
old
some
or
ad
more,
blockers
people are
I'm
less
in some
likely
of
to go
them.
back and look at. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the description. It was an episode. Read the title.
I'll go back and I'll read it.
Yeah.
I will chuckle.
But I don't remember what I was talking about.
Fucked it up for you. It
How
was
you
so-
used when
Oh
someone.
no, I was about to say the thing I think that pisses me off most about Game of Thrones right now isn't the episodes anymore. It's the Dan and Dave commentary at the end of them.
Where they try and rationalize
Oh
their
god,
shit
those things are
thing.
so fucking pretentious. It's disgusting.
So I put a rock here to let
to
you
really
guys know-
emphasize the
stability.
the desolate terrain in the north. You know,
And here's the thing: that
Yeah.
pretentiousness is leaking through to the weirdo crazy fans that think they can do no wrong. And I will touch on one fucking crazy batshit theory that I read once we get to that scene in the review. But for fuck's sake, people are taking.
oh
it
yeah,
too
no,
far.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. People are just so polarized on Game of Thrones. And the thing that upsets me is, like, there's Game of Thrones apologists now that can't accept, like, the slightest criticism of the show. They're like, oh, you fucking don't even like the show. You're a fucking piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, I don't understand how you could not see any problem with anything that's happening on the show at all.
Here's the thing: I don't care that the story's different. I don't care that they're deviating from the plot. What I care about is the fact that the writing is literally just shit.
They're rushing quite a bit. Like the pacing is god awful right now.
The pacing is god awful. They aren't taking the time to earn anything.
Like, they could do exactly the same shit that they're actually doing in the show, spread it out, give us some actual, like, good writing to develop these same plot points, and it'd be perfectly fucking fine.
Well, that's the thing is, like, anything that they say about, like, oh, well, you know, we only have so much plot. We only have plot for the next however many episodes, let's say. They that's their whole deal, is they keep saying, oh, well, we only have plot for the next, 13 episodes. That's why there's only a 7-season and a 6-episode season. And it's like, obviously, you're fucking wrong. Because everything feels so rushed and so shit. Like, they should have, this is my thought, personally. Dan and Dave, season 4, season 5, whenever they started getting lagged on the show, should have just handed the reins over to another showrunner,
Yeah.
another group of showrunners. It's not like you're
It's
going
Game of
to-
Thrones is too profitable. They can't.
that's the thing, is anybody could run the show.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, literally they
Just
could
have
have
them record the commentary
they
thing
could
at
have just
the
been
end.
like, well, they don't even need that. They could literally just be like, hey guys, we're getting tired. We're handing off the show to these other people who are way more passionate about the show. They know the story. They know what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. The same exact thing that Dan and Dave did, just with the actual passion that they had in the first few seasons, where they wanted to actually, make a good thing instead of just barrel through it and get through,
Oh, noodles.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll go ahead and start diving into the scene by scene.
Yep.
So open up to what I have titled the North Walk and Talk Along. So
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the stuff that happened here, I was pretty all right with. Mostly because there's not really a shitty character here. So all the dialogue is just, it's
all my problems are just things that are dumb. So let me go into this. Just in this scene alone. So you get these massive panning shots showing 13 people, and then you see these massive panning shots showing 10 people, and 3 people are gone. And I'll tell you why. It's because 3 people are killed by the polar bear later. And the editors fucking suck. And they apparently didn't know what
I didn't
order
even
these
notice.
scenes were going to go in, these discussions were going to go in.
But to be fair, I did only watch the episode like a couple hours ago because I've been out of town.
Right. So, yeah, you were doing the whole eclipse thing. How'd that go, by the way?
Oh, it's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Did you get to see it at all?
Yeah. The best thing is everybody was like, you're going to fucking kill your eyes if you look at the eclipse. You're going to go blind. And I just looked at it like 4 or 5 times while I was walking.
Yeah, you don't have
noodles.
to like. Yeah, I mean, if
I
you
just
stared
literally
at it
just-
for the
I just
entire
glanced up
duration,
and I
yeah,
was
you probably would do some damage to your
Yeah.
eyes, but just
I just glanced up and I was like, huh. And then I continued about my day.
the thing that blew my mind the most, as just a real brief side note, is how cold it got during totality. Because where I was, it was 97 degrees, and during totality, the temperature dropped to about 80. Like, it was legit, like 17, almost 17 degrees of temperature drop. It was fucking
Well, from what I hear, the next one where
2024.
Yeah, in Dallas.
Well, it's coming through
Illinois.
It's crossing through like an X. So this one's coming from the northeast through to the southwest.
And the next one will be...
If you go to the very end of Tennessee or whatever, if you go to like
Memphis.
towards the other, exactly, the west side of Tennessee, you'll be in the path. That's one of the good things about living, I guess, towards the middle of the country. You know, these stupid landlocked states.
see, we can talk sciencey stuff. Mr. DeGrasse Tyson, call us sometime. We'll have you on.
Listen, I wouldn't mind us actually having like a science podcast. I'd talk about that shit for weeks.
Right.
But I digress. Back to
the Westerosi Magnificent Seven.
So back to this. So the walkie-talkie things. So there's 13 people, and then they cut, and then it's 10 people, and it's 13 people because they shot the scenes out of order, and they didn't know what order they were going to put them in, I'm assuming. Then the next thing I found kind of annoying was Tormont talking about Mance Rayder. How many people died because of his pride? Exactly 0. That's the whole point of Mance Rayder, is he has no pride. He makes it abundantly clear he has no pride. Matter of fact, he sets his pride aside constantly just to keep his people safe and to make sure that they don't have to fight and die in other people's wars.
That was one part that was kind of meh, but
that
most of the other Tormund stuff was pretty good.
Because you know how I feel about Mance Rayder. I enjoy Mance Rayder quite a bit.
Well, Mance Rayder is Rhaegar Targaryen hiding in the north.
Well, Mance Rayder, I feel like would be one of the few characters from the books that would actually make a good king. You know what I mean?
Fucking right.
Say what you will about Mance Rayder. Mance Rayder would have made a really good king, all things considered. I mean,
hey, he's still alive in the books.
It's true. Young money, cash money.
Yeah. So,
Mance Rayder's so money in the books, baby. And he's a savage too. He snuck into Winterfell with his spear wives and whatnot, and that whole thing's going on. It's
Spears.
Great.
Yeah.
Spear wives.
Ice spears.
No.
popsicles.
Popsicle.
Anyways,
Here I go throwing again. So that kind of annoyed me. Let's see here. So here's the thing. I like the Hound a lot. You know how much I like the Hound. You know how I don't really give a shit what the Hound says as long as the Hound's doing something fun.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. He went after my homie Gendry, right? So now I have to eviscerate him and why he's being dumb. So like he tells Gendry at a certain point, he's like, "Stop whinging. You're whinging. Blah blah blah. You're complaining about a thing." But if you watch that thing, Beric and Thoros are the people who brought it up. They were the ones that are just like, "You mad?" And he was like, "Yes, I'm mad. You almost got me killed because you're pieces of shit." And they're like, "We were fighting the Great War." No, you weren't. At the time, you were just fucking with the mountain. That's all you were doing. You didn't care about the Great War. At that point, the only people that cared about the Great War was Mel, and that was it.
yeah.
You didn't give a shit about the Great War at all. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. And the Hound, "You're whinging." Yeah, he's whinging. They tried to kill him. They asked him how he felt about it. What did they expect? He was gonna be like, "Nah, fam. It's all good." That pissed me off.
I was fine with it because I felt that's kind of how it would have gone. Because, to be fair, I don't think Gendry's really dealt with people like the Hound all that much.
And also, to be fair,
Still doesn't make any sense. They just were like, "You know what? We're just going to forget who started this conversation. I know I just wrote it, but fuck it. I'm so money, baby. I don't got to."
No, I don't think that the Hound cared who started the conversation. He just didn't care to hear whining because he's the Hound. I didn't feel that broke his character any. That still was.
No, I'm not saying it broke his character. I'm saying that the screenwriters are shit. And they can't remember 4 lines ago, apparently. And they can't remember previous seasons at all,
I will give you
apparently,
that.
either.
I'll give you that.
They got 2 notebooks when they're writing stuff out, and they just slowly move the second notebook down to cover whatever they're writing.
Exactly. I don't need to be concerned with the past. Only the present and the future, baby.
Sharks don't look back.
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
necks.
They don't have necks.
Did we just figure out why Game of Thrones is the way it is?
Yeah, it's
because they're all
being written
sharks.
by the '80s guy.
That guy.
So the next thing is the John Jorah thing, and I just wrote, "Take a shot. It's a scene that we knew was coming." Double down. It's a scene that should have already happened like 8 times of him being like, "This is Longclaw. I know we've been hanging out. We took like a boat ride here together, and like we've probably spent several weeks together based off the fact that by the King's Road, it takes about a month to get here.
No, it's interdimensional travel.
Even on a boat, it probably still took like 2 weeks, And then we've been hanging out a lot, Jorah.
Let's just.
But fuck it. Now I'm just gonna do it.
Now that we both actively need swords, I'm just gonna give you the only one I've got.
Now that the screenwriter needs us to spend some time up here because we need to flush out the episode. Let's talk about it.
They haven't been spending a lot of time together though, Gadry. It's interdimensional travel everywhere they go.
Have to.
No, how the fuck did Daenerys get like?
Noodles is angry. He is upset. He is pissed off at you for talking about interdimensional travel. He's calling your bullshit.
There's no interdimensional travel. Littlefinger just mass-produced his teleportation device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that Daenerys got her whole army of savages across the thing when all the boats were sunk over in fucking Castaway Rock. There's no way.
I like the utter lack of confidence he said Casterly Rock with. It was like, he's like, oh shit.
Castor Oil Rock.
How exactly is this pronounced?
Castrol GTX Rock.
To be fair, I always thought it was Castle Rock. Like the word castle with a Y on the end.
Yeah.
Castle Rock.
I always heard it as Castaway Rock.
A lot of people think that.
That is
because they don't, unless you know the full history, you don't know that before the Lannisters inhabited Casterly Rock, it was ruled by the Casterlys. Is that Bug still in there?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Huh.
Is it the bee?
Yes.
Yes.
We got a live bee, boys.
That's true.
Bees!
Bees?
Shouldn't have yelled that in the
So it just made me that made me think of an episode of The Simpsons the other day where
what a
he's talking,
sidetrack.
where he's talking about dogs. He's just like, "What are you gonna do? Release the hounds that are filled with bees, so when they bark, they shoot bees at me?"
We upgraded. We went from freaking praying mantis to bee.
Yeah.
Beo!
That's how we do it.
Went from Dio to
Somebody
Bio.
smacked me because I deserve it.
All right. So, what is the rest of y'all's opinions on this first walkie-talkie?
I'm cool with a lot of the banter. It is really
boy, here I go
ham-fisted the
walking
way
again.
they give it to us, but
It was also entertaining. Like
at the end of the day, it's a bunch of scene-stealing characters all together, so
yeah, they gave me my.
that's
favorite.
how they're hedging their... Sorry, I keep...
It's fine. I was just gonna say it gave me my favorite line from the episode where the Hound just turns to Tormund after Tormund just keeps on egging him. I was like, "You want to suck my dick, dick?"
You know what's funny about that? That's the next walkie-talkie. Boom!
Oh shit!
Every time.
It blends together.
It's okay.
How am I supposed to discern
okay.
this
No one
walking
can
and
discern
talking
it.
from this walking and talking?
That's literally what I wrote in the write-up. I wrote like North walking talking along or whatever, and then I wrote it for everyone and I put numbers beside it. As Anthony can see though, this crashed whenever my computer did an automatic reset, so now it just says North walk talk.
Walkie-talkies.
All right, so next bit is Arya and Sansa. Now, okay, so I inherently have a lot of problems with this as well. So first off, let's just hash out this, and I'll explain all the reasons why it's dumb later. But let's just have a group discussion here.
This is one of the things I didn't particularly care for.
This is the stupidest
It
one.
was-
Does anybody believe for a second that they're going to fight each other?
No.
Exactly. So stop trying to make us think that they're going to fight each other, especially when there's a line that was said in the trailer that still hasn't shown up, which is Sansa saying, "The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives." We know that she's going to say that shit the second that they fucking go to kill Littlefinger or after they kill Littlefinger in the next episode,
Or
right?
during, or whatever.
Like, it's this, like, how dumb do they think the average viewer is?
Fairly.
Like, do they really think that every single person that watches Game of Thrones is just being kicked in the fucking head by a mule, like, before each episode? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. I cannot grasp. If I ever see Dan or Dave in public, I'm just gonna beat the living shit out of them. Like, I'm just gonna beat them.
So what you're saying is we aren't going to Comic-Con?
No.
Dude,
So
they'll get fucking wrecked.
here's my 10 cents.
They better bring half Thor. Like,
And
As
in reality,
security-
Matt will probably just have some very
oh no, I'll beat the
Colorful
shit out of them.
concerned
I
words.
don't think you realize how often I almost beat the shit out of people. Like the other day, I was pulling. You know where we work, well, where I work, and he works. So you know the turn there, right?
Yeah.
So I was in the right lane, the right turning lane, right? And this dude was in the left turning lane, and we were sitting at the red light for a while. All right.
While?
Yeah, while. And he could. So we were sitting there for a while. He could very clearly see that I was there, and he was in like a little truck with like a trailer, right? We start going, okay? We start turning, and he decides while we're turning, like we're in the middle of the
He needs
intersection,
to get over?
he's going to merge into my lane. Exactly. Even though he's literally right beside me and can very clearly see my car there. So I had to stop my car in the middle of the the intersection, right? He then goes to the gas station that's right there, right? And pulls in. So you know what I did? I pulled in behind him, got out of my car, and just started running in his fucking at his car because I was gonna pull his ass out the window, bash his fucking skull in. He real quick threw his car back in drive and tore off as quick as he could because he was a fucking pussy. Like, I don't think you grasp how often I almost get sent to jail on like a weekly basis. Like the only reason I don't get sent to jail is because literally every other person in this area is a gigantic fucking pussy and won't fight me. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, I would say at least, because I have a thing that I call my myriad, which is usually for about a week, a month or so, everything just infuriates me and I just want to kill everybody. And yeah, so like, I'm literally challenge people to fucking duels. You know? And I'm not talking like Shadow Realm trap card duels. I'm talking about high fucking pistols at dawn, bitch. So fight me to the death right here. I'll let you break my arm first if you'll fucking fight me. Like,
So did this, is this something that coincided around that time of the Daenerys and the Calls?
no, I just wanted you to come back here and fight me. Like I was
On fire. On
set
fire.
me on fire and I will fight you to the death. Yeah. I get just so mad, guys. I have
all
so
good.
many issues. But I refuse to work on myself because fuck it, it's not my problem, is it?
Is everyone around you?
By definition. Anyway. So, back to the review that we're doing.
So yes,
I was just going to say real quick, my 10 cents in this whole Arya thing is I have to agree with you. People have to be dumb if they think, is Arya going to... And Sansa going to fight? Is the Stark family going to fall apart? No. I cannot be the only person that sits here and goes, you know what? I'm willing to put money on this. Arya realizes Littlefinger's trying to pull some sneaky bullshit and get them to hate each other. So she's playing her own game because she realizes Sansa's too fucking dumb to play along. So...
see, I think that it will be. I think it's a combination of everything. So I think it's like Bran has told Sansa all the bullshit that Peter's done, and you know, I think it's all just this big fucking stupid ploy, extensively, and they're gonna expect it to be a big payoff, and everybody's gonna fucking go sex nuts, you know, over it, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, did you see fucking Sansa and Arya and Bran? They all worked together and they killed fucking Littlefinger, and it was so great
Without revealing any
And
plot.
I'm just gonna be like, fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my question. For the next episode, do you think they're going to just info dump or just not even touch on Littlefinger's plot?
They're never going to touch on it. They're not smart enough to figure out Littlefinger's plot.
I mean, they could bullshit something up.
Yeah, they can make up some bullshit, but I mean, I can make up some bullshit right now. Littlefinger loves hoes, and he was trying to turn all of Westeros into hoes. He was trying to do a harem anime. He was trying to have his own spinoff.
The thing is, like, I brought this argument up to friends of mine that watch the show. I brought it up as like, yeah, they're gonna fuck over Littlefinger without his plot ever even remotely coming to fruition. We're never gonna know what it is. Like, well, we already know what the Littlefinger's plot is. He wants to, sit on the Iron Throne with Sansa. It's like
That's not a plot. That's a goal.
that's a goal, but that's not telling us like what was
Anything? Any
what was
detail?
his master plan of getting there. Sure, that's his goal, but how was he planning on getting there? He's been sowing these seeds since the beginning.
Since before the beginning.
The closest thing we've even got to a reveal at this point is him getting Sansa to maybe unite the North, join up with him in the Vale, and have them take over and kill Cersei, and then they sit on the throne together. That's like the closest thing that can come to a resolution of this, of what he wanted.
Well, the thing is, in the book, the Littlefinger scheme is...
way more in depth.
It is crazy. It is
conspiracy theory level.
It is
fucking
both
crazy.
myriad and obtuse. it's intense. That's right. Some school words on you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, the Littlefinger debt scheme in the books is basically so intense that you have to use pretentious words to describe it.
Yeah, it involves this whole idea of him bankrupting the realm, and he has ties to the Iron Bank, and he has ties to the Faceless Men, and he has ties possibly even to the White Walkers, and there's this whole deal, dude. It's actually very interesting. If you ever get bored, I'd highly recommend looking it up if you have like an hour to spare. So yeah, man, like Littlefinger, they're never gonna touch on his plan in the show. They're just gonna kill him, and
I'm
then
kind of
never
glad,
talk about
actually.
it again.
I'm kind of glad, and here's why: because that means we don't have to sit there and deal with him for another season, dicking around and not
Doing anything.
doing anything meaningful with his story. At least just fucking trim the fat, cut that entire plot thread out, and just.
Around episode 3, I realized they have because, like, if you remember when we did our predictions, I was like, no, they're not going to kill Littlefinger. They don't like. Why would they kill Littlefinger? Then around episode 3, I changed my tone because I realized they weren't doing anything with him. And when this show doesn't have anything left to do with you, they kill you. That's what they do. You know what I mean? Instead of doing like a deep plot dive or something like that, and actually think and actually put in some effort and give us a twist that we aren't expecting, nah. They just want to do
Here's the thing. I officially no longer think that they're getting their plot ideas from Reddit. They're getting them from Facebook.
They just throw out their own bullshit theories that they've gotten from Reddit and see what gets the most likes.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, that.
Oh man, it's got 47 flowers. We got to use it.
Literally, all Littlefinger has done this season has been creepy
Skulk?
hallway stalker.
Skulk around corners and look shady. That's literally all he's done. And hide a note in a hole in his bed that.
And I'm sure fuck up his own accent somehow because he does that all the time.
He hasn't had enough dialogue.
He's just like, he just can't choose an accent. He just can't choose
Because he waits
thing.
12 episodes between speaking.
And this is the only time he's ever done that. Like, this is literally the only season that happens.
Yeah, how many lines has he had this fucking season?
Probably like 6.
Like, he had a line this episode. He had a line with the Jon Snow, a line with Sansa in episode 1, and the lines with Bran.
I figured it out, though. He probably went to go re-sign his contract for this season. He's like, I'm not talking this season. I'm like, why? And you go, they make fun of me. I don't like it.
That one guy on a podcast make fun of my accent.
No, it's not even us. I'm sure there's other people in the world that have just made fun of his accent changing.
Everyone does. Everyone makes
Fan
fun of
community
his accent.
adjust.
But, like, I'm pretty sure that he's had less lines than Dan and Dave had in the writer's room. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so money, baby. And they can afford it.
Bring in a 14-year-old every day to write their scripts. And like, here,
yeah,
$1,000.
I'm sure they have some fucking non-paid intern. It's Jared Leto's intern from Suicide Squad that had to sell like used condoms and shit like that, and like kill a pig and bring it to fucking audition. Just the most overworked intern on the planet. And he's like,
here's the thing.
I quit. I finally got a job on Game of Thrones. I'm out of Jared fucking Leto's crazy bullshit. And then they arrive there and they're just doing a bunch of cocaine and they're like, write all the scripts, baby. Woo!
So here's the thing.
Pickle Rick.
I genuinely think that Grey Worm has had more lines this season than Littlefinger.
Possibly.
I don't doubt
He's
it.
gotten more pussy.
Hey!
Yeah.
It's true.
He's so money.
So I was watching something the other day, and people I'm pretty sure I covered this before, but why do people hate Littlefinger so much? is just because the show tells them to hate Littlefinger. Because I love Littlefinger. Like, I don't understand it. That people let it betray, like, their logic. Because I was watching a stream the other day of somebody, and they were talking about Littlefinger, and they were like, it was a girl, and they were like, I bet he's terrible in bed. Because, like, people in the comments were asking her, like, play Fuck, Marry, Kill or whatever. She was like, I bet Littlefinger sucks in bed. I was like, bitch, he runs a brothel.
He runs all the brothels.
He runs all the brothels. He teaches them how to have sex. He also fucked Lysa Arryn, and she was screaming so loud, you could hear her on the other side of the Eyrie. Like, he's got that good dick. Like, every piece of information we have. He fucked her once when she was a teenager, and she's been obsessed with him since. She killed her husband and started wars to try and get that good again. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
like
Get that
he's
good.
got that dick. You know what I mean? She wants to get a tickle from that dickle. All right? She wants it.
Like, there's only 2 characters in the show that I would say that I hate. That's just because of their general personalities, and that's
Sansa.
Cersei and Sansa.
I love Cersei.
I think she's a bitch, and I can't wait to see her die.
I liked...
She's a terrible person, but she's
she
one of the
plays a
most
role-
interesting and fun characters
she's
to watch.
interesting. That doesn't mean that I can't hate her.
I started liking Cersei the second she started warring against Dany. I was just like, kill her, Cersei! Put her in a body bag! I became an announcer for WWE. I was just like, throw her off the cage! Kill her!
As God is my witness, she is broken in half.
Yeah, exactly. My God! I've never seen 2 competitors put themselves through this much hell! Somebody call the ambulance! Oh, God! I'm JR. I make barbecue sauce now. He does. He sells barbecue sauce.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He's the announcer
JR
for
announcer
WWE.
from old like WWE.
Way
I'm
back.
not gonna lie. I've seen
That is probably the
A
best
grand
thing
total
for
of
him
one
to
episode
market,
of-
though.
Yeah, it
That
fits
or a
him.
Mountain Dew spinoff.
Like his cowboy hat. Mountain Dew's too extreme for him. He's too classy.
Indeed.
Because he
Yeah.
was the classy one, and then
He's got to hit the
King was not.
redneckest thing, though. once he's
Coors
done
Light?
that. Yeah, Coors Light, barbecue sauce, and a spin-off Mountain Dew.
in country music.
There you go.
See, Mountain Dew
And
isn't,
baloney.
Mountain Dew isn't country though. It's been adopted by the gamer community.
a spin-off Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the most nerdy, like Game Fuel and shit.
No.
No, I'm talking like Mountain Lightning.
Oh, okay, I got you. Walmart's version of Mountain Dew. Yeah, that's country. I can back that.
That's hick.
And cheap-ass smokes, boy.
Wild Horse.
Just like anytime, like I just immediately think of Keystone because I just think of Keith Stone.
Keystone automatically makes me think of frat boys.
Noodle doodle. Yeah, it just makes me think of Keith Stone because I love those commercials. All right, so next scene here. Sorry, I'm writing my write-up as I'm doing everything else. So here's my problems with this Arya Sansa scene because we were really off-roading it. So first thing first, I'm the realist. Second thing
Can you
second.
blame us though?
How? No, I'd rather do.
We're more
basically anything
interesting.
Right now. How did the message get there? So I've tracked the message now. I've gone back because I've had time because I watched the leak on Tuesday. So or whenever it leaked. So I've had time. That message, last time we see it, is with Robb. Okay, at the Twins. He never goes back to Winterfell. Okay, it's made.
Pretty sure no one in his party made it back to Winterfell.
It's a very big point that Arya makes that it is Santa's handwriting. So it is the message. It's not a copy that Maester Lewin made, unless he took, like, instead of having it like recorded on a thing.
he didn't just write down a copy. He Xeroxed that
exactly.
shit.
He has a copy machine in the back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he traced out the everything.
Right next to
So-
the interdimensional traveler.
So there's no way that message got there.
To be fair, Maester Lewin does have some pretty thorough records. Maybe they're that thorough.
He's so money, baby. He's so thorough that
He's so money and still so
instead
shit.
of writing them in a book, he gets a exact same size scroll and writes it the exact same way in the exact handwriting that he found it in. You know what I mean?
Takes
He's
a piece
thorough.
of glass, puts a candle underneath it so he can see through the paper on top and just copies it all.
He makes
He was the original
Xerox
Xerox.
light
Or
box.
he could just trace it. Like, he could just put scrolls over each other and write. Why does he have to have, like, a piece of glass and a light and shit?
Because he's the original Xerox. Just sitting there.
Like, you just, I don't understand why there's so many steps to this tracing.
because we got to make it ridiculous.
No, they do that for us.
So, anyways, yeah, that was really dumb. I don't understand how Arya can be this dumb that she can't understand that Sansa was writing this under duress. Like, it's very obvious. Everybody knows it immediately. Like, when Maester Luwin does get shown it, he's immediately just like, it's the Queen's words. And then when Catelyn gets shown it, she's like, it's the Queen's words, immediately. Like, those are the only people we ever see get shown it, and they immediately are just like, yeah, she doesn't mean this, Rob. Like, everybody figured it out immediately, apparently, except Arya. Because she's fucking dumb, and she's got the name
Cersei's
of a hotel.
words in Sansa's handwriting.
It's
precisely
that.
The Arya, boy.
It's precisely for that reason I think that Arya is playing some sort of a game herself. That's what I would like to believe.
But here's the question. Are they intelligent enough to do that?
No. And then, like, okay, so then the next thing is the talk of her story about shooting. Nope.
Wait, what?
Her talk of her story about her shooting at night and Eddard, like, watching her and clapping and being like, good work. It's specifically stated, okay, in the books, that the first time that we see Bran shooting in the courtyard is the first time Bran's being shown how to shoot. And Arya bullseyes immediately. So obviously she was already a baller at bullseye. Logically, this makes no sense. It's literally, they were back at Winterfell with Arya, and they were like, let's write a bullshit touching scene that everybody else is going to be too fucking lazy to fact check. Matt Gadry fact checked it, motherfucker. And guess what? It doesn't make any sense. You ruined the literal first scene. The first scene. It happened 43 seconds after the opening credits, and you couldn't remember it. Fucking
checked.
Kill yourselves.
He checked.
Kill yourselves. Anyways, then her line about Ned was just like, he saw her, and he clapped, and she knew that she wasn't wrong. The rules were wrong. It's like, can you do a more handed, like, feminism, like, thing? Like, it's fine. It's not, but it's fine. Whatever. Moving along. She specifically states in this scene that she's just like, He knew I was doing what I was meant to do, and he was okay with it. No, he wasn't. He was never okay with Arya training until he got to King's Landing. That was the only time, and it's just because he realized she's not gonna give this up. He wanted her to marry a lord, and he thought it was a phase, and he was just like, "It's fine. It's not, but it's fine."
But then the next thing he knows, she's got Castle Forge swords and fucking. She's too deep.
Fucking hate it so much. Yeah. I hate it.
It's like when you start seeing your kids slip to the goth side.
Much.
Okay, there's black trash bags over the window. It's all right. We'll figure this out. We'll get past it.
I have black trash bags over my windows.
Oh my God. Everything in the room's black. They've got spikes all over them. There's piercings. Jesus Christ.
We've gone too far.
Anyways. So now we go to the walk and talk 2. My first immediate problem is the mountain that looks like an arrowhead just looks like every mountain ever.
With some stripes. It's got some stripes on it.
Are arrowheads famous for being striped?
No. That's the only discerning feature of this mountain is it has
Why
some
do you
stripes.
paint stripes on that arrowhead? Well, horizontal lines make it look much thinner than it actually is. They think they've dodged it, and then, boom, got him.
I see one minor flaw in your logic there. Everything.
I'm just saying, like it's just a mountain. I expected them to, like, CGI some crazy looking mountain, because, like, we've seen the Lands Always Winter in that one scene where they bring the baby north, and, like, there's a bunch of crazy ice formations and dope shit. So I was like, oh man, maybe they're gonna show us some dope shit. This crazy arrow mountain, and then it's just a mountain. It's not even straight. Like, this arrow is curved and hooked. It's the shittest arrow you'll ever see, baby.
Yeah. It's for bow fishing.
It's just fucking. It's a hook.
It's a hooked arrow, yeah, so you can catch those fish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how bow fishing works.
Yeah.
It's not how bow fishing works.
I know how bow fishing works.
Next thing I hate about this scene, Barrick is all like smiling at John and like talking, and he's like grinning like a fucking idiot. But Barrick's supposed to be a zombie. Like Barrick's supposed to be so empty and hollow and just like has no personality anymore. He's supposed to be a living zombie, basically. He's supposed to be a scarecrow of a man. You know what I mean? Hollow and empty, filled with straw. Like me.
Straw and fucking...
Yeah, exactly. And he's all smiles. Like, that dude is very charming, and he's a good-looking fellow. Like, every time he's smiling, I was just like, this guy's, cool actor. He's a good actor. He's a good-looking fellow. I could see him. Oh, I see him in other stuff. I like this guy. But the entire time, I'm also just like, but fuck the writers for writing him so smiley. I fucking hate it. This isn't how he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be an empty husk who's just like... Whatever, man. Like, it doesn't matter. What's the point anymore? Like,
he's
I die,
really
I come
tired
back.
and over it and just fucking...
I die, I come back. Lord of Lights being a real dick won't just tell me what I'm supposed to do, so I keep dying, and then I have to come back again.
I wish that
it's real fucky.
I genuinely kind of wish they would have killed him. Just so at least that way it matches up with the books. Mm-hmm. Because he's supposed to be long fucking dead now.
Yeah, he's dead as fuck now.
Yeah.
Spoilers, because fuck it. He died resurrecting Catelyn.
Yep.
As Lady Stoneheart.
Which we'll never get to see.
I'm fine with it. They would have fucked it up anyways. I don't like Catelyn anyways.
I thought she was fine. It's whatevs.
I like her. She's fine in the books, but like in the show, I really just didn't like her actress. It's Michelle Fairley.
I like her.
I just didn't like her. I never believed for a second that her and Ned were together. And then, like, there's one scene specifically in season 1 where, like, dogs are howling and she's, like, knitting because Brandon's, like, paralyzed in the bed or whatever. And, like, the dogs are howling and she just overacts so hard. She's just like, the dogs, make them stop! Every time I see it, I cringe. I'm like, ugh. And it takes a lot to make me cringe. Like, visibly be like, ugh.
I'm just going to put it out there. The last couple seasons have actually ruined the entire show for me. I can't even watch the old episodes anymore and enjoy them.
Like, Dany, like, Amelia Clark acts so hard. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, she's just, you can tell how good she is at acting. Such acting. This girl's
acting.
Worse.
Talent.
Exactly. All right, so.
Emote more. Emote.
Yeah. Why do you throw a pie? Is this a funeral? What is this, a morgue? So anyways, I hope that at the fucking not the Oscars, the Emmys. Yeah. I'm hoping at the Emmys or whatever, somebody's like reading the card for like best supporting actress, the best actress or whatever, and he's just like blah 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 and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah, and then he's just like, and instead of any of those, it's Amelia Clark for fucking Game of Thrones. And she comes up and she has the exact same vacant bullshit expression she always has, and she's just like, I want to thank everyone.
That vaguely like angry, confused look she has, like that.
I want to thank everyone for supporting me. The thing that makes me mad is every time I see an interview with Amelia Clark, she's so full of personality. Yeah. She's always laughing and joking and smiling and blah, 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 and carrying on.
Do you think they have to tell her, like, just dumb it down, just...
Yeah.
We need you to be, like, 80% less charismatic. Yeah.
Listen.
Just bring it down to, like, confused...
We want people to like you, but not you as a person. We just want them to like your butt. So... if you could spend less time being funny and interesting and just hit the gym and do some squats, that'd be super. Like, I imagine that's the notes they gave her. like that's the only thing I can think of. Because she's super charming and charismatic, and then they're just like, don't do any of that shit. Yeah. It's like if you had Zap Brandy in an episode of Futurama.
We just need you to...
talk about salamanders for 4 hours.
We just need you... Stop acting. Just quit acting. We just need you to read these lines and just do your best resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Just like...
Because that is our interpretation of what Daenerys is just resting bitch face with dragons and tits.
What makes you almost want to throw up in your mouth? Think of that always.
Because that's the expression we need on your face.
Exactly. But yeah, and then like in this scene also, the North walkie-talkie too is the Tormund Hound thing that you were talking about earlier.
Yes,
which I
I'm
was
sorry
fine
that
with.
every single episode I get
You're
something
fine.
mixed up.
You're fine.
But that is the best line of the episode.
I do like the fact that they finally said something that is said literally constantly in the books, which is "kissed by fire" for redheads. I don't think they've ever said that on the show.
They did when it was one of the scenes when the wildlings with Jon were going to the wall to climb the wall and do whatever the fuck they were doing and talk about Ygritte.
Okay, but yeah, like
They have said it at least once.
because red hair is like a mild obsession of a lot of people in the books. Like red hair is like a very, I wouldn't say prominent thing, but it's a prominent story element to kind of highlight individual women of interest.
Right.
So it's kind of a thing, and it's carried on throughout Westeros history that women with red hair are kind of important and
It's like Schindler's List.
singled out, kind of, yeah.
All the important shit's like highlighted in red. Just
Yeah. So that was a nice little thing. I was like, okay, I'm happy to finally see that. I find it funny that fucking the Hound the entire time was just like, bet you love dick, don't you?
It's like, Dick, I like it. Yeah, I bet you do.
He should have made a dickin' joke.
How would that have worked? He wasn't there. Oh, wait, they wouldn't care.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
he'd be there. He'd be there.
He would have been. They would have edited him into the background later, and he'd just be like, "The fuck is going on?"
He's a white.
Just bronze all of a sudden in the freaking north. He's like,
He was swimming in the water. He helped Bronn pull fucking Jamie out. You know,
Yeah,
he was like, "I don't know any of you folks, but I'm here to help." And then he just leaves. He skips off.
Well, before we jump to that, I know
say-
what you're going to say.
it's like that funny ass little comic I saw where it's like they're walking around north. Up there's Braun. All of a sudden, it's like, "The hell are you doing?" He brings out the Night's King. He promised me a castle.
So, anyways, from here we go to Tyrion and Dany.
Oh God.
Now, there's a lot of inconsistencies here that I don't like. Tyrion says he charged through the Mudgate. He didn't charge through the Mudgate. Matter of fact, he specifically didn't charge through the Mudgate. He purposefully went around the Mudgate. That was the whole point of that, is that he didn't just open up the gates and try and fight them. He used his brain and knowledge to outmaneuver the enemy. But whatever. I guess we don't have to remember anything anymore from previous seasons. What else? They really haven't earned this Jon and Dany romance, have they?
No.
He's like, all of these men have fallen in love with you. And she's like, Jon Snow isn't in love with me. And then Tyrion's like, oh, but he is, girlfriend. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's just like, he's like, I'm at dick level. I can smell the pheromones between you two. Like, that's the only logic I can fucking piece from it. They just haven't earned it. They, like, first thing you would imagine they would have done when they were casting the show, if this is like the way the books are going to go, is like make sure those two actors and actresses, like that actor and that actress, had chemistry. Like spend some time together and be like, you know, talk to each other, interact, emote more. Like, you know, you figured that they would have interacted and been like, okay.
That's way too difficult.
They got the fire, they got the passion. Because like Ygritte and Jon Snow, like you immediately felt like the chemistry there, and we're just like, okay, these two are going to end up together.
That could have been an entire spin-off show that everyone would have watched.
The thing is, though, aren't those actors actually dating?
Who, Ygritte? Yeah, after they met on set, they started fucking. After they spent some time together, it's Rose Leslie and Kit Harington. They actually just got engaged, but they've broken up and made up a million times. So we'll see how that actually goes. I mean, I wish them all the best.
Hollywood romance.
I wish them all the best, but they make up, break up all the time. But yeah, so you could actually feel some sort of chemistry there, you know what I mean, between those two. And they do well with chemistry for the most part. Like Cersei and Jaime, like not so much on Cersei's end, but Jaime, you can definitely feel like the affection. And I think that's very purposeful on Lena Headey's part. I think she could very easily have chemistry with Nikolai. It's just that her character is supposed to be a lot colder in the relationship. Yeah.
She clearly wears the pants.
Yeah, and then even like Shay and Tyrion, there was chemistry there, and like all the relationships for the most part have some sort of chemistry except these two. These two have zero chemistry, and they're just trying to shove this down your throat of being like, no, they love each other. They love each other. This is what you wanted. And I'm like, shut the fuck off.
I'm sorry. It's not what I wanted.
It's one no one wanted. No one wanted this except for a bunch of fucking people on the internet that were just like, "Oh my god, they're gonna fuck!" Ah! A bunch of casuals, and then everybody that actually cares was like, "They're related," and everybody was like, "I don't care," and then it's like, "But you still hate Jamie because he fucks his sister." Yeah, ew, that's gross. Like, fuck off. Jamie's by far a better character than anyone else on the show in my mind.
You can't pick and choose where you're applying that kind of criticism.
You're either okay with family members fucking, or you're not okay with family members fucking. Your choice, baby.
There's only so much hypocrisy you can put out there.
Exactly. Ah, Lord. They're really into incest on the show right now, though, aren't they? I'm half expecting Sansa to just be like, "Brand's looking good, isn't he?"
You can't knock me up.
Yeah.
Man, how do you feel about being the Lord of Winterfell?
I mean, he's got a big fucking nose, but you know what they say about guys with big noses, right?
They breathe easier?
No, they can hijack into the werewood net and know how you like to be fucked. They know everything, baby.
You look so beautiful on your wedding.
Well, see, in George's notes for the original plot,
she thinks that's him coming on to her. She's just like, "I'm pretty sure he was just hitting on me." He just keeps going. He's just like, "You looked beautiful on your wedding night. Also, that ass, girl, you keeping it tight." Listen, this shit don't even work anymore. But I was like, what?
God.
No,
watching you, baby. I'm watching you.
We have devolved.
In George's original notes for the books, he originally had it plotted out for Jon and Arya to become an item.
Yeah.
He quickly scrapped that, but
You all couldn't see the expression on my face, but it was one of sheer terror.
To be fair, their age gap is a lot less in the books because I'm pretty sure Jon is 13 when he becomes Lord Commander, right?
14-ish.
14, and then Arya when she starts is 8, I want to say, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. So if you consider maybe a year or so of difference between Jon's starting age, 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Apart, opposed to
this was also in his
10.
original early draft notes, and I don't think the age difference was quite that big there either. It was supposed to be this weird love triangle conflict with Arya, Tyrion, and Jon. Yeah, it was going to be fucking weird.
Yeah.
He scrapped that idea.
I bet you there's a porn of it on the internet.
I can promise you.
It's been suggested in ads from Google.
35? Huh? Rule 35 of the internet?
Yeah, if it exists, there's porn of it.
It's 43, I'm pretty sure.
No, 34 is if it exists, there's porn of it. 35 is if it doesn't, there will be, or something like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we've kickstarted that. Great job, guys.
Let's see here. The next thing that I'm super annoyed by is
if that's the kind of porn you people like to make, just make it. I'm not going to watch it, but
it's
a weird part of me would be okay just knowing that it exists, not actually having seen it.
Come through. Listen, if you're shooting a Game of Thrones porn, let me know. I want to come through and be Gior. I want to be the big bear.
Or Thoros. So you have your flaming sword.
Yeah. Well, the flaming
you
sword
be drunk
would be
in a flaming sword.
The flaming sword would be something else. You know what I'm saying? It's a light bringer. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, back to this. So, the next thing that annoys me about this scene is the breaking of the wheel. Tyrion brings up the breaking of the wheel again. I'm sick of hearing about the breaking of this fucking wheel. Because she doesn't want to break the fucking wheel. The, quote, breaking of the wheel would be the destruction of feudalism, which she doesn't want to do. She just wants to become queen. Matter of fact, she is currently trying to overthrow one of the few democratic people within Game of Thrones, which is the Ironborn. They choose their leader through election. They're like, yeah, we like this guy.
Yeah.
And she's trying to overthrow that to be fucking queen of everything. So she's actively working against any sort of democracy or anything like that. She's literally trying to keep the wheel exactly as it is. So stop talking about breaking the fucking wheel. I know it was a fun throwaway line that they did in fucking whatever season because it was a great trailer line or whatever, but it makes no fucking sense, and I'm sick of hearing about it.
She just wants to change the tire.
She literally just wants to stop the wheel. Which she specifically states she doesn't, but that's all she's talking about is stopping the wheel with her on top.
Yep.
I'm fucking sick of it. Stop talking about it. No one cares. You've lost the fucking tail of this metaphor. You're chasing, you're running around in circles, you're chasing the dragon, baby. You're on heroin is what I'm getting at.
All right, let's move to the next scene.
Well, hold on. The other thing I like is she says, "When have I gotten angry? When have I lost my temper?"
When fuck have
Every time the plot demands it.
Yeah.
All right, next is Polar White scene.
Eh.
Didn't like this scene either. Why the fuck didn't the white die when it was set on fire? Why did it keep going for 4 hours? Now, you had a theory about that, but I've looked, and the white is open. He's filled with fire. His rib cage is busted open, so he's filled with fire. His internal organs are literally surrounded by fire, and for some reason he doesn't die. Which reminds me again of The Simpsons. Of the dogs that are filled with bees, and when they bark, they shoot bees out of their mouths.
I don't care about this scene.
It's so fucking dumb. And they lose 3 people here, like I said earlier, and that's why the scenes are all fuckered up. Let's see here. Sansa Littlefinger scene next, where he's just like, Brienne is here to protect you. I couldn't care. The White Walker scene. So this was annoying as well, because I hate everything, and I'm just filled with hate and anger, and nothing makes me happy anymore. Food turns to ashes in my mouth. So this White Walker scene. So White Walker search party. Cool. They find it. They then proceed to run ahead of it and set a fire for some reason, even though there's no need for it because everybody has dragonglass weapons except for Thoros and Beric and Jon. Jon has has a Valyrian steel, and the other 2 can just ignite their swords for some reason through magic, I guess. Because it's not wildfire.
Like it is in the books.
Yeah. There's people online who are saying that they're cutting their hands, and for some reason their blood is making the sword ignite. Which makes no sense. I guess it could make some sort of logical sense for Beric, because Beric is a fire white extensively.
Yeah.
Jord has confirmed, so it kind of, I guess, could make sense for him because he is a magical being, but Thoros specifically states all the time he has no power.
Yeah.
It's just that the Lord works through him on resurrecting Beric. He does all the work. He just says the words.
Literally, it was explicitly stated in the books that he coats his sword with wildfire.
Yeah. Well, both of them do. That's how they do things.
Yeah.
And then the swords get fuckered up and they have to get new swords.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's a very short-lived thing.
Yeah.
Like when he was charging the breach at Pike. Wildfire sword.
Yep.
Which probably didn't last terribly long, honestly.
You probably didn't need to. I imagine if you're fighting in the halls of a castle or whatever, and you're first through the breach, I imagine the bodies get stacked up pretty quick. I imagine it very quickly becomes a shield wall versus shield wall kind of situation where it's just hordes of people just piled up in these hallways.
I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. If I were an Ironborn and I see a big, drunk, angry-looking dude waving a sword coated in wildfire at me, I don't want none of that.
Because Thoros is very large.
Yeah.
When we
I'm going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'll fight any other dude. I don't want wildfire.
Yeah, and then you see fucking motherfucker rolling behind him with a Valyrian steel fucking, sword.
Who's even bigger.
Yeah, because Jorah's a big motherfucker in the books. Yeah. He's very hairy, too.
Well, and this was when they were younger, too.
Yeah. I love that Jorah just had to piss the entire time. Yeah. Why he didn't do it while he was fighting is beyond me. You motherfuckers like salt, right?
Anyways.
The other thing that annoys me is okay, so it's so convenient that they kill the White Walker and then
but
all the
only
whites
one
explode except for one of them. And then for some reason that white seems to have a sense of preservation, self-preservation, when we know the whites don't have that. He stops fighting, where White in the books would have just started trying to rip people's throats out still. He wouldn't have stopped anything.
That's that Deus Ex shit that he was talking about.
That's so convenient. And then they're from here, they're all right, shit, the other White Walkers are coming. Because apparently they're only a minute and a half behind this group of White Walkers. And he yelled, so they're a-coming. So, Gendry, you're the fastest. We all know we held time trials before this of long-distance running. And you were the fastest, which is really weird because we're on snow and mountains terrain you don't know, and you've never seen snow before in your life. You specifically stated. But you're the fastest, baby. Go. Get Daenerys. Why would we get Daenerys? That makes no logical sense. Are we going to get into a situation where we'll be able to wait for several days for her to fly up here?
Sure.
Yeah, I've been reading the leaks. We're going to definitely do that. So go. So he takes off, and he's getting it, Now, something I want to point out here is that it's daylight out. It's still light out when this happens.
Yeah.
When he arrives at the wall, it is dusk. Okay? So let's just say several hours have passed. Let's say, how long is it from daylight to dusk? 2-3 hours? Let's say. Let's say conservative 2-3 hours. So 2-3
Depends
hours.
on what part of daylight you're talking about. From noon to dusk could be about 7 hours.
Yeah. So let's just conservatively say, let's split the difference. We'll say 5 hours, conservatively, right? So 5 hours he's been running. First off, props to him, dog. Apparently he hasn't only been working on the upper body. Apparently he's been doing leg day.
He
You know
never
what I'm saying?
skips leg day.
He never fucking skips it, baby. So
He just squats the anvil.
exactly.
2 of them just.
He's just fucking unstoppable. Just, now you're a man. He has montages all the time. Dude, yeah, I love that shit. Anyways,
I really was rowing this whole time. Just
yeah.
with my legs.
his back is. He got back and his back was jacked from rowing, and his like arms were jacked from hammering anvils. So he's just like, just got to work the pecs and the legs now, baby. Woo!
He's probably rowing. His
Robbie B.
You know what would make this quicker? If I had 2 people rowing, but I don't. Let me just go ahead and tie these to my feet. We'll just double row.
By the end, I imagine he was just like clubbing seals and fucking rowing one-handed with both oars. He was just fucking and eating fucking raw seal meat like an apple, you know. So
He gets to the wall.
he gets to the wall. Let's say conservatively, John or whatever, all those cats have been on this island for a few hours. He then sends a raven. So we assume the raven is sent immediately. Now ravens in the real world fly at a maximum of 60 miles an hour. Okay.
You've looked this up.
Now Dragonstone
He
from
has
the wall.
mathed people.
Dragonstone to the wall is 2,000 miles.
You heard it here first. Matt Gadry does math.
Yeah. So 2,000 miles. Okay.
Hardcore math.
Hardcore math.
So let's just give him a little bit of leeway. Let's say
How much sleep did you lose for this math?
almost none. It was very cursory.
Cursory?
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Bring
I'm
up
just
my
making math
calculator.
jokes is all it is.
So
Because we're in the South.
Yeah.
actually, I fucked this up. So 2,000 miles divided by 60 miles an hour. That's 33 hours of flying. Now,
One way.
that's one way. So that's just for the Raven to get there. 33 hours. That's assuming that it didn't stop to eat or shit or sleep.
Well, they can shit while they
It
fly.
flew straight. 33 hours. Okay? It got there. Danny was already suited up in her
With
very
winter gear.
clear northern gear.
Yeah.
Right? Then she gets on Drogon. Even if Drogon is flying at many miles an hour, still several hours. All right? For her to arrive back at the wall. So we're looking at, conservatively, 35 to 40 hours or whatever. They just waited, and the White Walkers didn't do shit. They just watched them until the Hound threw a fucking rock.
2 rocks.
2 rocks. I apologize.
Yeah.
So
Didn't you have something to say about this part?
Don't.
The math of the flying and
Oh, yeah, well, pretty much he stated every damn bit of it that I was thinking so far.
Dragons don't fly at Mach 3, people.
It makes no sense. And the other thing is, like, even if the dragons can fly at 1,000 miles an hour, that's still 2 hours of Danny being at I mean, we've already covered this at the top, right?
Yeah.
She would have suffocated, she would have frozen to death, she would have flown off the dragon and died, and when she arrived, her hair and makeup wouldn't have been looking good, so John wouldn't have wanted that pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I remember what you were referring to. It's what I was bitching about when you were watching the episode, how on some forum on Reddit, of course it was Reddit, someone brought up, it's like, yeah, the dragon could have made it there easily. The dragons fly at 500 miles an hour. And I'm sitting back going, at what point in the show have they ever stated that, or the books, have they ever stated outright that the dragons fly at 500 miles an hour? This guy just pulled a number out of his ass trying to look smart.
So, dragons fly at 500 miles per hour. That's 4 hours.
Yeah, it's still another 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 hours.
On top of the 30 it would have taken.
So let's just say that is realistic. It's not. But let's say that's realistic. From dusk till dawn, even in the north, the longest that you're looking at is probably 8 to 10 hours at most. So that means the Raven is also flying at 500 miles a fucking hour.
So like in general, it just doesn't make sense. It's the stupidest thing. It's just fucking dumb, and it infuriates me. Other problems I
They
have.
could have just texted.
So that's just the Gendry bit. So then they run, and plot convenience, there's an island in the middle of this frozen lake, and then the whites decide to surround them opposed to charging them from one direction. And then the ice breaks in a perfect circle that makes the whites go into the water. And then for some reason, water deactivates whites. And somebody said, well, they couldn't get to them. I said, why? They said, whites can't swim. I said, good. That means they'd sink to the bottom, and then they can walk. They're on an island. The land has to slope up at some fucking point. Even if it's a sheer straight up thing and whites can't climb for some reason, there's literally hundreds of thousands of them. They could have made a ladder. Like, there's no reason why the Night's King couldn't have just killed them there, but whatever.
I'm just going to put it out there. When you get close to the shore of something with frozen water, ice is usually thinner.
Yeah. So there you go. Next thing, and he's a White Walker. He's all about ice. You'd think he'd know.
Hold on. I actually have a quote. What was it? Thick and white, you're all right. Blue and crispy, way too risky. Futurama. The ice fishing episode.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Same episode where
I'll
Fry
be
goes to
honest.
drink the beer and it freezes in his throat.
Yeah. My favorite icy episode is Ice Bot of Ice, the Bird Bot of Ice Catraz.
Yeah. That one's all right.
No one put their hands to keep warm. I noticed. This is how you know none of these people are true Northerners. None of them put their hands in their butt cheeks.
Yeah.
That's nature's pocket, baby.
It is.
Or your crotch. Crotch, 2 words.
Well, I mean, Tormund probably was putting his hands in his crotch, but
Yeah. And then
You
he
gotta-
was shaking, and then he was just like going up to the Hound, and he was like, that's why the Hound was so upset when he tried to like poke at his face. He was like, see where you put those hands, get those away from me.
He was using nature's pocket. He didn't want pink eye.
Nature's pocket. But yeah, so I would love it if in the background somebody just put in all the waterfalls, Old Man Waterfall and Waterfall Junior and Senior, and like if somebody did that, I'd love them. So next thing that pissed me off. So the Night's King has spears, and apparently he's a baller at chucking spears.
this actually pissed me off, but not because of the fact that it happened. The shitty, like, campy way that he threw it made me so mad because he did this thing where he has his wind up and it like he's doing the like javelin thing. It looks legit, and he goes to throw it and he just like stops.
Yeah.
Like,
here's-
campy as shit.
Here's the thing.
Like seeing people throw knives in movies, like an overhand, just like fucking.
Yeah. Before we get to him murking this dragon, I'm just saying, they're sitting there overnight. The White Walkers are watching them. They have spears. He's a baller at throwing spears. Why didn't he just spear them to death? Even if he didn't want to waste the spears, because the spears are magic and he's going to save them for dragons, even though he has no real reason to know that dragons exist unless he has some sort of werewood net thing. That's fine. Whatever. Do your math. Why didn't he just pick... There's obviously large, giant fucking rocks around, and apparently he's super strong because he threw this massive spear 780 feet to kill this dragon. So why the fuck didn't he just pick up a rock and throw it and bash in their fucking skulls?
Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Reddit Logic, care of yours truly, James. You see, according to Reddit Logic, the Night's King respects Jon Snow because of how he fought at Hardhome. And he's sitting there going, I wonder how this motherfucker can do. I shall sit and I shall observe him upon this island. That's literally the justification people are giving on Reddit.
So the Night's King is just gonna lose because he's just like, I got so much respect for this guy, I can't even kill him, baby. He's just such good. He's so money.
You beat me to it.
He's so currency. He's such ice currency. I'm not even sure if we have currency, but if we do, he's such it. So like he could have killed them at any point. The other thing that annoys me, they didn't send out a test white the entire time. Like
No, they're
until,
just standing there.
until the Hound throws. They never send out a test white. You know what I mean? They're just standing there. The other thing is like they all would have frozen to death because the White Walkers, when you're in the presence of a White Walker, it's supposed to be so cold that it's hard to breathe. You know what I mean? They all would have frozen to death overnight anyways. Especially if I imagine if you get a large group of White Walkers together, like they're supposed to bring that storm with them. That's just something that happens wherever they go.
Yeah, and we know for at least there was like 4, maybe 5 of them on that ridge.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like you're already in a real cold place, and then these fuckers are just literally they're fucking, you know, central heat and air. You know what I mean? They're chilling you down, baby. So they all should have frozen to death. Whatever, not important. They then burn Thoros. Upset me. I feel like if you're going to kill Thoros, why not just give him a hero's death and let him die here in a battle? Not just fucking, oh, he got killed by that polar bear that happened a while ago. Here we
First
go.
to death overnight.
Here we go burning again, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of annoying. Yeah, I think I got all the bits that pissed me off till Danny shows up. So he throws the thing. Everybody goes out onto the lake. Weird thing. Everybody's weapon is made of dragon glass and they're marking things up. But that's fine, right? Or fire. Why didn't they make Gendry's fucking hammer out of dragon glass? They didn't give him a dragon glass weapon. They were just like, everybody else got dragon glass, everybody else got fire. Gendry, you're a red shirt, baby. You don't need it. You're going to just carry a normal warhammer that you've made.
But they brought extra red shirts.
It's like, should we give this guy a weapon that's going to be effective? No.
Like, I understand that, the hammer's kind of his thing. Just fucking strap a pointy piece of dragon glass on the end.
Yeah, there you go. Like, literally.
They knew he wasn't going to be there. It's fine.
It's just super dumb. They couldn't have given him anything. They don't have any spares, know?
No.
If they didn't have any spares, then how the fuck did the Hound or fuck it, well, just the Hound was the only one I guess they needed to gear out. How the fuck did the Hound get a dragon glass weapon?
Because
they only brought one spare. This spare was meant for Gendry, but the Hound's here, and he's better, so...
Well, Gendry was whinging.
Here you go. Gendry, that's why you're the runner, baby.
I asked him, "Are you any good with a sword?" He said,
You see, here's
"No."
the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me. Why have they made such a big deal out of showing off that hammer, having him pick it up at the blacksmith shop, cutting to it constantly in the boat? He has it with him, and now that hammer's lost. They left it there.
Yeah, it's just
They
there.
fucking left it.
He didn't even fight with it. The Hound did.
It's just like, oh my god. I don't even.
Yeah, the Hound dropped the damn hammer so he could pull out his little fucking hatchet to save Tormund. And then you never see the fucking hammer. I swear to God, next episode is like, Gendry has the hammer. I was like, how? Fucker, how? They don't care. Fuck it.
No, next time we see it, it's going to be an ice hammer.
When I was leaving, I grabbed it, and Benjen grabbed it, and he gave it to me. We both grabbed it. I don't know how we both did it. It was hot, though.
The horse grabbed it.
We had a real moment. That incest stuff is getting crazy. My blood's really turning up. I almost fucked my uncle. I was like, man, you got all kinds of scars and stuff on you now. You're so sexy. Okay, so now Danny shows up and fucking blowjobs and bubblegum. Everything's gonna be fine.
It was kind of neat seeing a dragon toast a whole bunch of White Walkers, though.
I felt nothing.
Cold, heartless being.
It was fine to watch. It was still kind of pointless to me.
At this point, I was just like, because I read the leaks, I knew that
It's so spoon-fed to us. Like, I had no real emotional response to it. It was like the dumb child in me was like, oh, that's kind of neat, but
yeah.
aside from being a bit of a spectacle, whatever.
One of the only things I remember from the leaks from 9 months ago was that the dragon gets killed.
Yeah.
And I was just so annoyed at this point with the season and how the show's going that I was just like, fucking kill that dragon, dude. Like, I'm on the White Walker side. You fucked up when you got me rooting for the army of the dead. If I was in Westeros right now, people would be like, you gotta fight for the living. And I'd be like, nope, House Gadry, we're on the White Walker side, baby. What up? I would go to this fucking king's grouping or whatever that's happening or whatever as a man for whoever I'm serving, and then I would just fucking just murk them all up right there, and then I would just be like, I only got to kill 2 of them. I just got to kill Danny and Jon. That's all I got to do, man. After that, everything else will fall to bits. It's just what I'm saying, dog. That's my personal thought. That's Matt Gadry's side of the story. Another thing that they do in this episode that I really want to touch on really quickly is they talk about this king's grouping, like everybody's coming together or whatever. I love that. So Sansa's invited.
Yeah.
Right? Directly by mail.
She has no reason to be.
She has no reason to be there. So I'm assuming all the Great Lords are going to be there, right? Problem is there's no more Great Lords. We don't know who's running the Riverlands right now. We don't know who's running... Hold on one second, I'm looking at something. We don't know who's running the Riverlands right now. We don't know who is running...
The Reach.
We don't know who's running Dorne. We don't know who's running the Stormlands.
I mean, you've got Duskendale.
So we don't know who is running 4 of the current kingdoms.
You've got the Reeds. I mean,
Because they've also just forgotten that Edmure's alive still.
yeah.
He's just apparently chilling in the dungeon still after all the Freys have been dead. He's just like, can I come out now? He's just, he's just tired.
Someone forgot to feed me.
Yeah. Somebody bring him a taco before he dies and stinks up the joint.
You think Arya would at least go check the dungeons for anyone that wasn't a Frey?
Yeah. Anybody want to fucking murder some Freys? Anybody want to murder some Freys down here? Edmure's like,
I do.
me? Who's that? Your uncle? That's too expensive to show on camera because they're trying to save money? Because 5 of the actors are getting paid $1.1 million an episode? This is really convoluted. This is the most lines I've ever had. Because apparently they only have plot for 13 episodes. So the White Walker sees these dragons and he's just like, dope, we're ready for this. Little did they know I was on the Olympic shot putting team of 1987. So
I'm so money with a javelin.
yeah, I'm so money, baby. So he gets the javelin and he's like, and he throws it and he hits the dragon. For some reason, the dragon explodes. Why did the dragon explode like it was a Michael Bay film? The assumption that I have is that it has a fire sack and it hit the fire sack and the thing exploded.
I was gonna say that's my mindset. Is it probably has some sort of like sac or gland that's in its neck that produces the flame, and it. The javelin obviously hit him in the neck. Very much.
He bled so much too. Just
Good God. It's like a
fucking Kill
Tarantino
Bill,
movie.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I just wanted to see.
Or that scene from the Addams Family where Wednesday and Pugsley are like fencing, but they're just like spraying blood at the talent show.
So one thing that I would have loved to have seen is like the Night King does that, and then he turns around to get the next javelin, and like the bald White Walker that's there that's handed him javelins is just like, God damn, dude. Like Archer, every time that like he just does some crazy shit. Like remember that episode where he like beats up all the bikers? He beats up like 89 bikers, and he's just like, "Did you kill them all?" And he was just like, "I think so." And he's just,
God damn, dude.
Now I'm just imagining the Night King turning around that bald bearded one just going full blown noop from freaking Rick and Morty. God damn!
I'm just saying, dude. Like,
God damn.
I don't understand why this fucking thing exploded. So he explodes.
It was a nuclear tipped ice spear.
So Danny lands and like everybody's hopping on the thing, and then John's just like, hold
Hold
on.
on. Speaking of Danny,
Yeah.
they spent so much time establishing that she feels that these dragons are basically her children.
She has
Dragon dies.
She has almost no reaction. She's like, acting talent.
Tormund looked more heartbroken than she did.
He was like, oh man, that thing was cool looking. I wanted to ride it. I wanted to have babies with it in Brienne of Tarth.
Let Emilia emote.
I could see Tormund.
You've got to emote more. they need what is his name?
Harold Zoid.
Harold Zoid. Yeah, they need old Harold Zoid.
Which is I just recently found out is a reference to Harold Lloyd.
Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was my problem. Is I was thinking Harold Lloyd, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's an actual person.
It is.
So Danny lands, and she's like, everybody hop on my magical dragon. Get in the car, losers. We're going out. We're going
Aren't
shopping.
the dragons supposed to like throw whoever?
Everybody.
Yeah.
They almost like Drogon legit in the last book almost killed Danny when she tried to ride him.
Yeah.
But now it's the magic school bus.
Yeah. Dragons.
Let me ever
One
see Miss
person-
Frizzle. Like
one
Miss
person-
Frizzle is just, come on, gang.
per the lore of the books, one person can ride multiple dragons. A dragon will only have one rider.
Yeah. Come on,
Not
gang.
Drogon. He's whatever.
We're gonna learn about dragon physiology. So here's the fire sack.
It explodes when you poke it.
It explodes like a fucking Michael Bay movie. It's terrible. It's an awful sight to see. Holy shit! Look, there's a practical demonstration. Next, we're gonna learn about
Can I just say I don't remember shit for the Magic School Bus as a child, but the one episode where they go to like Pluto and the one kid gets mad at everybody else and rage quits by taking his helmet off. This fucking like 8-year-old kid
That was
just
Tom.
tries to
That
commit
was Tom.
suicide on fucking Pluto.
That was Tommen. That's what you don't know.
yeah,
that was
it
legit
Tommen.
Tommen.
He was a ginger kid too, and his eyes turned to rubies because reasons.
Yeah.
Sounds horrifying.
Anyways, no, he legit was so money at that moment. He became currency.
Turned into Sableye right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So John starts running off like a raving fucking lunatic.
So Danny's like, everybody hop on my magic dragon. And everybody's like, dope. Except for John, he's like, I gotta fight these walkers. Now I've looked. Drogon is doing jack shit. He's literally just sitting there. He's not shooting fire at anything. He could have been like, John, hop on the dragon. Drogon, turn your fucking neck. He could have just gone, rah, and shot fire and killed all the whites. But no, John has to have yet another hero moment.
Action hero.
So, yeah, he's the last action hero, baby. So, neck explodes, the dragon goes down. The White Walker's just like, dope. Reload, and he gets the next fucking javelin, right? And then like, all right,
Such a long reload time too.
yeah, he's just trying to be really cool. He knows cool guys don't look at explosions, and because he is made of ice, he has to be the coolest of cool guys. The other thing is,
Like cooler than Coolio.
the other thing is like, why did he hit like the hard target? Was it just to show off how big his dick was? It's because Drogon has plot armor, we know, but like he could have very easily skewered at any of the party or killed Drogon. If he would have hit the fire sack, it would have killed Drogon and the entire party because the ensuing explosion would have done everybody away.
I guess he threw it at Viserion because
Plot.
Viserion was actively killing his army. Who knows?
I at this point I'm so desensitized I don't even care anymore. I just want to talk shit about this.
Next question. Why did she only bring 2?
No, she
We
brought-
brought all 3.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. It's just that no one gives
Nobody
a fuck
cares about Rhaegal.
Exactly. Except for Rhaegal is going to be the one Jon rides because it's Rhaegar is what it's named after, and Rhaegar is Jon's dad. So
At
obviously,
least according to the show.
obviously, no, it would have been way cooler is if Viserion would have been killed by like crashing into a mountain of molten gold. If we're gonna fucking throw logic and sense out the window, at
Might
least
as
do
well.
some cool shit of having Goldar show up and fist fight this dragon. That's what we want.
To be fair, Viserys was killed by a king, and Viserion was killed by a king. So,
Hello, Popster. Talk to my dog. So that could have easily been remedied. Instead, John's like, leave! He's got another spear! He's legit gonna fuck up your world, you dumb bitch! Fly!
He's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist.
And then, you know, what would have been great is if you would have turned back and Tormund would have been, God damn, dude. Anyways, so she takes off. She's just like, fuck it, I'm leaving. John gets tackled into...
Since they're doing a bunch of celebrity cameos in the show, they should do an H. John Benjamin cameo.
Dude, I love that guy so much.
You
Everything
have
he
3
does.
seconds of Archer in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I just love him so much. Did you ever see the live action of Aqua Teen Hunger Force where he plays Shake?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I know what I'm watching when I
It's
get home.
him and then T-Pain plays Frylock, I want to say.
That might be
It's so dumb, but it's such good.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he gets tackled into the freezing cold death water.
See, I actually had a comment about this. He'd have been perfectly fine if he just stayed under for about 20 more minutes. I mean, Jamie did.
That's fair.
Because all the White Walkers would have
Whites would
gone.
have dragged him. Another thing. So when they're fighting, right, people were like, whites can't float. Whenever Tormund's getting mobbed, right,
That
by
was
White
clearly-
Walkers, by whites, I mean, 2 whites just clearly swim up out of the hole in the water and grab onto his legs. So they can fucking swim. Shut the fuck up, internet.
But it's right next to the island. They probably just walked up the side.
Then why didn't they do it in the first place?
thank you.
There is
Acting talent!
Writing talent.
Anyways, so
this show was written by Calculon
pretty much, yeah.
and Harold Zoid.
Yeah.
I just want to record more moms.
So from here he gets tackled in the thing. Dany takes off. She doesn't see Benjen or anything like that. She just takes off. She flies away. She flies on her merry way back to the wall. Right. So then Jon fights his way free. Gets out of the
Hold on.
ice.
He had a comment about this.
Are you going to talk about the eyes on...
Yes.
I literally just looked at it. It's just a drop of water.
Yeah. So
Longclaw's eyes are rubies, for the record, on the sword.
Traditionally, yes, but not in the show.
in the show, they're not. So everyone on Reddit is losing their minds, going, "What does it mean? What does it mean?" The eyes on Longclaw were white at first, but when he got out of the water, they turned black. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's like
It's a reflection.
No, it's,
What's this?
there's magic everywhere. What's this? Let's not get DMCA'd. Sorry.
I wish you had kept...
What's this? Fuck the logic. It doesn't matter. Who even cares? What is this?
So yeah, there's some sort of gemstone or just fancy metal in the eye sockets on Longclaw. And so it was reflecting white off of the fucking ice and then reflected black off of his fucking glove as he reached out.
I frame by framed it. You can actually watch it happen. Like, you can see
Yeah.
the reflection
Well,
move
no,
across
you see
as
it
he
very
reaches for it.
clearly. It's just a glove reflection.
Yeah. You can watch it move
legitimately
across it as he's reaching for it.
But yeah, it's just people on
does
the
it
internet.
mean?
It's just people who are late to the Game of Thrones game looking for theories because all the good ones have
Because they
already been
think they're
done.
all Preston Jacobs.
Yeah, they're all like, theory, baby. We're going to do theories. Oh my God, I can't wait to do theories. I've heard so much about all these theories. I'm going to make up some theories. And it's like, all the good ones have been done. We figured it out. They suck at writing. They've done the most basic theory.
Hey, we
That's it.
relate to the game, but we still came up with some decent ones.
Yeah, but we were late to the game in the same sense that almost everybody was late to the game.
Yeah, true.
Because not a whole lot of people were reading it before the show. But like, yeah, we came late to the game, but we did some good. We
Yeah.
did some good in the world. Anyways, so he claws out. He climbs out of his water
His fishing hole.
without freezing to death immediately. You know,
Because hypothermia doesn't exist in Westeros.
no, he's immune because he's a fire white, is what everybody's saying. But we have no proof of that because Beric dies in a bunch of really mundane ways, like legit all the time. like, so there's no reason why Jon Snow should be immune to anything.
I'm just imagining Thoros just going, "God damn it, he died of frickin' pneumonia."
Basically, yeah, he just dies of really mundane shit of just like, got stabbed again, got hung again, he caught some wood to the throat, and not in a good way.
Are you insinuating there is a good way?
Dick, I like it.
Yeah.
You would.
He got a real dickin'.
Well,
yeah.
I would assume that it's just due to the fact that
Plot armor. Just go ahead and say it.
So he gets out. Then magically, Benjen rides in, hops off his horse, is like,
Can I just say I hate his stupid fire slingy ball?
yeah, it's
Now, here's something I noticed, I don't know if you all caught, that makes the worst sense to me. So, not only did he ride in, he rode in from within the army ranks. And not a single motherfucker decided to stop his ass?
no,
Nope.
they're fine with it.
he had his fire slingy ball.
Yeah.
Fire slingy ball.
But the thing is, like, they're all
He's
walking
really
back.
good at poi, guys.
But no, the thing is, they're all walking back towards Jon like nothing's going on behind them. Everything's fine. We're all normal whites here. And then all of a sudden, from within the military unit, here comes Uncle Benjen Cold Hands with his slingy ball of doom to save the day.
Yeah, fireball.
Yeah.
Cast fireball. So
Flaming sphere. Fireball, you can't move.
logic is out the window with this. They don't care. They don't care.
Well, they're very clearly violating the rules set out in the player's handbook.
Okay, so Viserion is what color is Viserion? Green, right?
Green.
Yeah.
So wouldn't he be a wind dragon or some shit? He wouldn't be fire. It's not important.
He breathes
Anyways,
farts. It's okay.
so here's the thing that I love. He hops off the horse. He gets Jon on the horse. And Jon's like, "Get on the horse with me." And he's like, "There's no time." And then he proceeds to walk towards the whites for a minute. While Jon runs away. Like, you could have said anything else would have made more sense. The horse would be weighed down too much, he'll freeze to death. anything. Like that makes infinitely more logic.
Or even say the thing that he said before is the reason. I can't cross the fucking wall.
Yeah, I
no
can't go
good.
through the wall, dog. And it's not like, actually, he would help John. Why? Because he's got a fucking fireball he can just hold next to him and be like, get some heat in you, boy. You know what I mean? So he goes and dies because...
I think I know the reason John didn't freeze to
No
death.
reasons.
He's seen every episode of Man vs. Wild and knows what to do when you get thrown into ice cold water.
You mean Survivor Man?
Yeah.
Because fuck Man vs. Wild.
I like Bear Grylls.
I'll fight Bear Grylls right now. I have no problems with Bear Grylls. I have a problem with the fact that he isn't Les Stroud.
Yeah.
Because Les Stroud is the Survivor Man. He's super Canadian.
He is super Canadian. Back to Benjamin running.
He also
into
kind
walls.
of invented that whole thing. That's a story for another time. So John rides away. Now we go to... I think we go next... The next scene is back up at Winterfell.
Yeah.
With Sansa finding an envelope full of rubber masks that are clearly just like the shittiest rubber or whatever, but it's like their faces, and then she gets really creepy and murdery, and she's like, "I'll take your face, you dumb bitch. I'll take it and I'll wear it and fucking."
All your pretty dresses.
I'm so scary. I could
All
be,
your dress are belong to me.
I could be you if I had 8-inch lifts because I'm real short. You know, and like.
But these Northern Lords are so dumb they probably wouldn't notice.
Also, I don't understand how the hair on these masks work, because there's no hair associated with them. It's just a face. So I also carry around a sack of wigs.
Magic.
Just a sack of hair.
Just a sack of... I literally have a sack of hay, and I make it into the hair that I want.
I'm really good.
I'm really fucking good. I would have been the best doll maker. Which is funny that I'm so good at all this weird shit because I was shown to not have any skill at arts and crafts. That was kind of my whole deal at first.
I can't sew for dick. Been a 5-book joke.
You don't want me to cut your face up so bad, do you?
56.
And then she hands Sansa the knife for reasons.
Then she's like, here, look at this knife. Because we really wanted to increase dramatic tension. So people thought that we were going to kill you because people are dumb. Anyways, I'm going to leave now. I got to go take a shit.
Rick Sanchez. What the fuck?
Yeah, basically.
So that
I gotta go follow Littlefinger some more.
was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Cut back to Dany at the wall. She has no reason to assume Jon has escaped. She has no reason to assume Jon would have made it back to the wall by this point. Because let's just think about this for a second. With the horse, he just barely arrived. He was only in the water a couple seconds after she left, and then Benjen almost immediately arrives, right? So he's like legit 2 minutes, like before he starts riding that horse. On foot, you know, that trip would have taken another like 6 hours.
Unless you're Gendry.
Crazy. Unless you're Gendry, of course. You know, the other thing that I love about Gendry is he has no food or water. So he just fucking wrecked that shit. He was just grabbing hands full of snow while he was running, you know, just fucking killing fish and fucking holes in the ice and running. Eat them raw. He was clubbing them seals like I told you about, barehanded because he left his warhammer, baby. He is so money. He is unstoppable. He is the last Baratheon. He cannot be stopped except when he collapsed outside because he was real tired.
He got there and he just said, fuck it, good enough.
He was like, I thought that was a 5K, not a 5 mile. Ah, Jesus. So, she's just like, a few more seconds.
K means kilometer. No, that's not what I was trying to say. Fuck. Because that's exactly what
That's
K
just a
means.
statement. It's made a statement.
I'm really
K is
tired.
for kilometer. Cows go moo. Dragons have fire sacks.
I've been awake since 7:30 this morning.
From now on, anytime that somebody like really fucks up, I'm gonna be like, hit you
The
right
K
in the
is for
fire sack,
1,000
didn't it?
miles. Right in the fire zone.
Right in the fire sack. Anywho.
Well, there's my return.
While you think for a bit and contemplate the decisions you've made, I'm gonna go ahead and continue. So
Yeah.
Dany is like, let's just wait a few more seconds, even though I have no logical reason to think that Jon Snow escaped other than plot. And then he magically appears, and she's like, my vagina.
And yet she still doesn't emote.
Still no emotion.
You did
Acting talent.
You did it wrong, Matt. It's my vagina.
Yeah. I'm so fucking wet right now.
Gross.
Sploosh.
Thank you, Pam.
So's John. He just got out of a lake.
So yeah, that's true.
I
true.
believe it cuts them on the ship when
So,
they're
yeah.
peeling his furs off, crackling like a damn pop bottle.
Also, here's the other thing. How the fuck did he get to the surface? Because even though he left Longclaw, he's still just like, I'm not sure if you've ever tried to get out of like water onto like a sheer cliff.
It's
Just
not easy.
when you're in just a swimsuit. But he's in like multiple layers of like fur and shit like that, which I'm imagining is just getting soaking wet. He's got to be the most jacked motherfucker on the planet. He's got the strength of,
Have you
Half
seen his abs?
yes.
That's
this
why they're
episode?
paying him the $1.1 million.
I still don't think he could do it.
He is jacked as fuck though.
I'm just saying, like, how did he like not sink to the bottom? Also, is he wearing his metal under that? I think he actually is. I'm pretty sure they show it when they're peeling it back that he's wearing his metal armor underneath the furs too.
Here's the thing.
He's obviously been getting swimming lessons from Bronn and Jamie.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
exactly.
yes.
I'm just saying, if he had stayed under for about 20 more minutes, the whites would have walked away and been gone, and then it would have just been a casual walk back to
Right.
Eastwatch.
How pissed would you be if that was actually how they did it?
I would have loved if
I would
they,
have been more okay with it. Just like, I just stayed underwater.
I would have loved
longer.
if they would have cut to it and he was singing under the fucking sea with all the whites that were down there. They were just like, we've been waiting on you, John. Let's party under the sea, under the sea, under the sea, under the sea.
You don't know the song, do you?
No, I know the full song.
Okay.
It's a Disney movie. I know every song.
You're about to catch those hands, Chris.
I know literally every Disney song except what's the new shit? Moana.
Moana?
Yeah, I'll never see that. I don't care. I have any
It
interest.
actually wasn't that bad, but still.
I enjoyed it.
Like the only Disney movies I don't watch regularly is I've never seen that. I've never seen Princess and the Frog, and I've never seen Tangled.
I've never seen any of those. I've never seen Frozen.
I have seen Frozen. Many a
I
time.
haven't seen a lot of them because I don't like a lot of them.
No, the best one is Aristocats. Anywho, so they peel his shit off, and it's just like abs and scars and blah. And then she's just like,
They did a good job of making his scars look gnarly.
and then he's
though.
like, she's like, sploosh. I got a thing for dudes with scars. I'm not sure if you knew who Khal Drogo was, but anyways, we going to fuck now, or you're right. You're probably real cold. You probably can't. We'll talk about it later.
This
frozen
is the only
stiff.
thing that I like about this scene is that they actually let Amelia emote a little bit here. She changed her facial expression from resting Targaryen face to like
The one time they let her emote is the one time I feel like it's not warranted. Like
Yeah.
she didn't earn like they didn't earn this romance. They didn't
Yeah.
earn this back and forth. And the whole thing where John's like, I'll fucking kneel to you now because whatever. I'm almost dead. I'll say anything. I'm in a crazed ice dream coma. thing.
it's under duress because nothing none of that shit matters.
I'm gonna kneel down so I can
So
see
their
that
whole
butt
trip
better.
was wasted as well. was it
Excuse me, I
not?
gotta take a shit.
Their whole trip was wasted as well, was it not?
Yes.
they kind
Well,
of
no, they did get a white.
Oh yeah, no, they lashed
They
it
caught
to the
the
dragon.
Yeah. They skewered it through Dragonhorn, which is weird because Valyrian steel and Dragonglass and Dragonfire will kill something, but apparently Dragonhorn, like horn or bone, legit, you're fine. Even though dragons seem to be like the anti-weapon for whites and White Walkers, you know, it's fine.
Writing.
Talent! I swear to God, Noodle Poodle right here, this dog could have written better.
So, drinking game, guys. Go ahead and re-listen to this whole episode, and every time they scream talent,
Acting talent or writing talent.
Drink. Every time I say something about money or currency, drink.
drink a fifth of vodka and hope you can forget the episode.
Yeah. If you follow these rules, you might just forget the garbage you just watched.
Every time you listen to an
is a
episode
godsend.
and I quote a scene out of order, just do an entire 24-pack to yourself.
All right, I think that's about everything. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's other shit that happens, but I don't even remember.
Oh, you mean the chains and the winching of the dragon out
yeah,
of the
so
fucking
we forgot
ice?
that. We forgot about the dragon come back to life because we fucking ate it so much we removed it from our memory. So
Thanks, Gadry. The tumor has grown a little.
You're welcome. So, yeah, that's a thing that happened. That actually was a little bit less cringy than I expected it to be. I expected it to be a lot worse. Like the thing with the chains.
I love how
like,
he was saying that like they're like the internet was all like butthurt or something over them having chains.
Like, where do they get the chains from? It's like,
that's the only problem they had.
well, no, but that actually has the most logical sense. These motherfuckers just came from Hardhome, where they abandoned a whole bunch of damn boats.
And the other thing to think of is like
They're also not idiots. They can probably make chains.
well, the giants used the same kind of chains whenever they were trying to yank down the fucking gate.
Yep.
Whatever. So it's like you have giants, you have mammoths. I'm assuming you have all the beasts of the north. So
You just have a CGI budget to put them in this episode.
exactly. And we still haven't fucking seen Ghost because apparently we need 40 million dragons every episode, but no
But you
Ghost.
can't afford a dog.
Even though Ghost is way cooler. Hopefully now that Viserys is dead, Viserion or whatever the fuck, lame dragon number 7, you can fucking give me this dog that I actually care about back. And if you kill him, I won't give a shit because I have no emotional connection to anything anymore. You've killed my soul, Dan and Dave.
Matt has become the Night
Congratulations.
King.
You've now made me into Arya.
You've turned Matt into a sociopath.
I was already borderline. It wasn't. They just needed to nudge me a little bit. I tripped over the line. So yeah, it's just like that was less like. I don't care. I don't even care.
It's a dragon.
And at this point, any weapon that can be used against Dany, I'm 100% for. So I'm pretty sure they've only let Dany smile once, and it was when she saw Jorah. Mm-hmm. They need to do that more.
Yeah, let her emote.
That's the most I've liked Dany in like 3 or 4 seasons. Was just like, oh look, she's happy. Good for her.
Also, do we get to use like Blue Eyes Green Dragon jokes now?
Blue Eyes, yeah, I guess.
Well, probably white when the next time we
He
see
is a
him.
white now, so we can.
Blue
say
Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes. Shit.
That's what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to Yu-Gi-Oh! Us for
Blue
5
Eyes
seasons.
White Dragon. Use white lightning.
That's how they take down the wall. Shit.
I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm.
Dan and Dave just hit us with their trap card.
Oh my God, no!
In the end, oh my God, that's how they beat the Night King. Cersei, Dany, and Jon have to get together and summon Exodia.
That makes sense.
Listen, I just want Jon to just roll up to him and just be like, "I challenge you to a duel." And the white, Night's King gets
Pulls
like
out his
a
ice
blade or
sword.
whatever, and he's like, "No," and he pulls
No.
out a duel disc. And he's like, "Get your cards ready," and he's just like, "You don't want to fuck with me." He pulls out the Millennium Puzzle.
And a dual disc.
And they start going. All right. First, I play a Tatsumi Giant in attack mode.
Actually, if I could just let him go full-blown 90s crazy.
I play
as,
Moki Moki.
Dude, I would be okay if they just let him go 90s crazy.
Listen, Jon better have a Moki Moki deck. Because Moki Moki was the best.
Actually, I just want to see Jon and the Night's King just sit down and was like, "You ready? Let's do this." And they just pull out Beyblades.
They start playing the Dinosaur King attack.
Dinosaur King is on Netflix.
Is it?
Yes.
So they have.
Aw, boy.
So I was actually gonna. I was like the other day. I was like, fuck it. I'm finally gonna break and I'm gonna watch One Punch Man. And then they only have sub, and I was like, can't do it. So I already accidentally watched like 2 episodes at Skylar's house of dub. And I was like, can't do it.
Yeah.
But they don't have the dub anywhere. I was upset about it. I'm just saying, like, at this point, I just want Adventure Time version of this.
Right.
Like, that's all I want in the world. Where Ice King is Ice King, and he's trying to steal princesses. He's trying to steal Dany or whatever, you know. And Jon is Finn, and Wolf is Jake. Ghost is Jake. Yeah, Ghost is Jake, and like, you know, why not?
Fuck it. Let's
Why
go for
fucking
it.
not? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want in this world.
So would Dany be Flame Princess?
Yes. Actually, that fits perfectly.
It does.
And then what
Fits
would,
way too perfectly.
yeah. And then Cersei would be like Princess Bubblegum, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down for all this. Who's Cinnamon Bun? Because I love cinnamon bun or PB, peppermint butler.
Cinnamon bun, I feel, would be a Tyrion.
Tyrion would be cinnamon bun.
Because everyone likes cinnamon bun.
Everybody does love cinnamon bun. And then PB would be
Is Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. See if. Man, there's no magical characters. It's because you know who'd be a great PB? Morrowind.
Yeah.
Morrowind, or even like any of the Shadowbinders, really. Melisandre would be a great one too.
Yeah. We just want Adventure Time is what it is.
Dude, I've been rewatching Adventure Time. I've gone through like 6 seasons in like 2 weeks. Been mainlining that shit.
I restarted at season 3 the other night and just started watching.
All right.
That's all I do. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we got another episode that we got to fucking watch after this too.
Woo! Although, good news, apparently it might go ahead and just get leaked within the next couple of days.
It's possible. It's possible.
Well, didn't they hold? Aren't they like holding their episode
Yeah,
ransom?
it's on ransom right now.
They're
For
trying to demand
6.5
like
mil.
yeah.
Who stole it?
Some dude
Some hackers
broke in there.
Because both the episodes that have leaked so far, one of them was a leak from the Indian HBO provider.
UK.
Actually, this
The
last
first one was Indian.
First one was Indian HBO. Second one was
Spain, Nordic, and something else.
yeah. and it's
This last
prematurely
one, this
aired as
episode
well.
6, it got leaked. It got leaked because they were trying to play a rerun and just played this instead.
Yeah.
That's how it leaked.
Yeah,
like,
so
oh,
We went back and looked at
care.
Game of Thrones 64 and seeing if it's still Game of Thrones 64 on
No,
there.
it actually has an episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Eastwatch was 5.
Anyways,
So, y'all, that was it. I want to thank you for listening. This is part of the Loud Tower Productions Podcast Network. I'm supposed to feign excitement now. Fuck me.
yeah, quit being a Danny. Quit being a Danny.
I can't. You
Gadry,
need to emote more.
Gadry. You just have to use your ungodly acting talent.
Take a
Should I
shot.
throw a pie?
Yes.
Okay, I got this.
There's a
Take my
funeral, not
energy.
a morgue.
Take my energy.
The spirit bomb's fading. All right, guys, I want to thank you for listening. This has been Words of Win. We are part of the Loud Table Production Podcast Network. We upload content sometimes, and we do shit.
Yeah.
Good shit. Go check out our other shit, in fact. Go do it. I'll wait. You back now? Dope. So, you can email us.
While we're on the subject of people checking out shit, I just want to say thank you to whoever downloaded like 21 episodes straight one night. Like within 30 minutes time period, he downloaded the last 21 episodes. I don't know who
Was it from a weird country?
No.
No.
It's from Johnson City. Windows user that was downloading through iTunes. It's pretty cool.
All right. Anyways, what was I saying? You can email us, loudtailproductions@gmail.com, and tell us what you thought of the episode. Tell us why we suck and why we are jaded book fans and fucking all kinds of shit. I don't give a shit. Tell me whatever you want.
I've never read a single word of the books. Thank you.
It's true. I'm a jaded book fan, though. I'm a jaded lover of Game of Thrones. What else can they do? You can follow us on Twitter, Loudtable.
And tweet ass,
Excuse me.
boy.
Yeah, Loudtable Prod, Prod. Follow us on Instagram, Loudtable_Productions. We have a Facebook page, Loudtable Productions. You can check out our subreddit. You can check out our YouTube, Loudtable Productions. You can subscribe there, comment there, do all the things. We also are on iTunes. Subscribe there, rate that. That'll make the show more visible, so more people will listen, so we can continue bringing you content. Follow us individually. On Twitter, I am at GadryRoss. That's GadryRoss.
And I'm at Chris_Bogard.
And I am at The Wolf Among Us. That's Wolf with an E.
I'm at Anthony Hagen 13.
Only follow me on Twitter if you want to see what money looks like. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
he is so money.
Because I am so money.
Matt, at the end of the episode, can we go through and just Photoshop all of your Twitter photos to be like you
On a
but
dollar
with,
bill?
like money?
Yeah, that'll be easy.
Like
I don't
a money
really,
pattern?
I don't really have a lot of Twitter photos. I don't take pictures ever.
You see, Matt Gadry, he's so money. The best money. Top currency.
He's so money that he's paying for the wall.
And those White Walkers won't get through the wall.
Those filthy White Walkers ain't coming through unless he lets them through because he prefers them to us. I am
Not a crook.
who is Donald Trump in the Game of Thrones universe.
Jesus. Who?
Would it be Tywin?
Who's an awful ruler?
Joffrey? No, at least. Fuck.
It's fucking Alara Sand.
All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, guys, thank you for listening. Until next time, do I have a sign-off phrase? I keep forgetting.
No.
Fuck it.
Right in the flame sack!
Yeah, I'm some kind of money. I'm so much dong.
All the dong.
I'm a briefcase full of dong, baby.